Well, hi everybody, Bill here. See, I just can't get enough of watching that building go down. Such a poor design that a friend of mine and I built, and pretty poor design there. Glad to see it gone. So we burn it up over several days after getting about 10 inches of rain. It was really a good time to do that burn. Now we got to clean up the ash and get it hauled off to the landfill. So join me right now.
Welcome to Bill Burkhart's Adventures in Iowa.
All right, so we started 2 fires. We're going to have one going at this end, and I'm going to use the grapple just to put it in and have some small fires rather than have a great big fire. I'm being real careful with the grapple because I don't want to get it in a fire too far. I do have hydraulic lines right up front, so I've noted that, and I'm not going to hang around that fire very long. I'm just going to use it to put some stuff in there and then get away from it. Gosh, it was 90 degrees today, so it was really a hot day to do the burn, but we're going to get her done here and get her all cleaned up. One thing I found to manage the way I burn this is to pull it apart and keep it away from the fire so the fire doesn't jump into that big pile. Boy, that'd be a hot fire if it did do that. So I'm being very diligent here about pulling a little bit out at a time, keeping it separated, and then feeding it in as I think it'll take the material in and burn it up and not get away on me. I don't know what else I could have used instead of the grapple on this. It just, it's one of those tools that it might sit for a few months and then all of a sudden you've got a particular job for it and it fits the bill and does everything you need. Some people were surprised to see how fast the fiberglass insulation burned up, but it does burn up. A little slower maybe, but it does burn up. Well, we let it cool down for 2 or 3 days. It was really hot. My infrared sensor topped out at 800 and wouldn't read how hot the fire was. Now, one thing, I've never had a nicer demo pile here to clean up with a concrete floor. I'm pushing a bucket down, skimming across it so I don't pick up any nails in the tires. And I'm watching along the side to make sure that it's clean. Another thing I thought about was getting the wind to my back, and let me show you why. So as I dump it in there, it's blowing off to the north. There was 1 or 2 times I got in the wrong side of it, and boy, you get a face full of it, and it doesn't do much for your tractor either. I'm going to give the old tractor a good bath, a grease job, and some new filters when I'm all done with this. But you sure can't beat having your own dump trailer. I'm just going to fill this up and get it all disposed of. Jumping ahead, it was kind of funny at the landfill when that big garage, I separated out the recyclable stuff. And let's see what else. I harvested some things that I want to reuse. But anyways, when I went to the dump, that building weighed 5,000 pounds off to the landfill it went. That surprised me. So you just can't get by without having to get off the tractor once in a while and pull some things out of it. Here's a piece of steel I had in the header to make it real strong. So that's going to be separated out and go to the landfill, of course. Here's what I was talking about before. I got this rolling magnet from Harbor Freight. 50-pound magnet, and it really pulls the nails and staples and screws and everything up. And so far, I haven't as much as punctured a tire or got a leak. So, been real happy with how we're managing the process and getting the nails and everything all picked up and not picking it up in the tires. So here I'm trying to pick this drywall up with the bucket, and it's just not going to work. This is definitely a grapple job. It can pick up some of the old burnt stuff and some of the just trash, I call it. You can see the power over there to the left. The new footing's going to go right about where that orange cone was, and I'll bring that electrical service up into the new building right there. Now another thing, I don't know if you'll see it or not in here, as I was scooting along the concrete there, I hit the bottom plate once in a while, so that's why I'm taking my time and going slow, because there's bolts in there that held that down, and they will definitely stop the tractor real quick. Hey, while we watch this repetitious task, let's get a few shout-outs in here. I want to say hi to Sean. He's out in western Washington State. He's looking at or considering a box blade. You're going to see the box blade used in this project, and it sits for a while, and when I need it, it's a really valuable implement to have. Tim checked in from Tennessee, and Bill Berry checked in from Alberta. Appreciate it. Thanks for checking in. I'm always glad to hear from everybody and where you're watching at. Well, we're going to wrap up the bucket work and jump ahead a little bit. Time to put the grapple back on. I had a deck back here that I built one of the storage buildings on top of, so I want to get that out of here. Now, I go to a transfer station. If you're not familiar with that, it's not a dump. It's not a landfill. It's a place everybody goes in my county, drops off your rubbish, then they load it and truck it to a landfill. The advantages of it are it has a concrete floor. It's inside. You're never in mud or some of that stuff that really stinks. And that's where I take all this stuff. They recently had a fire and they burned their structure down. So I was wondering, you can see this was burned up. So I took temperatures of it, made sure it was water soaked, because I didn't know if they saw this stuff coming in, if they would have some reservations, say, no, we're not going to take that. I can only imagine what caused the fire. I mean, shop rags that are put together, batteries that aren't supposed to be discharged. Well, it went in good, didn't it? Things like that. So anyways, when I went down, I paid a higher rate because it was construction materials. A full trailer like this out where I live is about $100. And shingles, and it's burn up wood. So I was glad to get rid of it, and I didn't get any pushback. I did reassure him it's cold, and I took its temperature and really poured a lot of water on it again before I even headed down that way. So again, it's pretty neat how the grapple can just grab the end of that deck and pick it up and plop it right in. Gosh, it's a handy implement. I always talk about what's the most important implement you would buy first. I usually say the forks. And then number two, I don't know, I might have to say a grapple. If it depends on what your situation is, where you live and what you think you're going to be doing in the future. This is a load of nasty stuff. Shingles and, boy, it sure was nice to dump that off and have that wind in my back. And here's a load of nasty. I don't know what it all is, but it sure is nice to get rid of it. That's going to kind of wrap up our cleanup process here. Sure was glad to have the grapple and the dump trailer. All right, with everything cleaned up, I've got a lot of overhanging branches that were overhanging the old building, and I thought this is a perfect time to clip those off straight up so I don't have that issue. Funny, isn't it? The insurance company, I'm not trying to start trouble here, but the insurance company won't pay you to maintain it, But if the limb falls through your garage, they'll pay you to build a new garage. So anyways, I'm going to be proactive and use the lift up here and go up and clean up some of these branches. This has been a very handy tool. Like I said before, this is cheaper than building a wheelchair lift. I'm not climbing up ladders and scaffolding anymore. I use this to maintain my home, roof, gutters, clean the windows. And like I say, when I purchased it pre-COVID, it was less than building a wheelchair ramp. All right, you can see a few limbs come down here, and now take a look at it when it's finished. Look over to the right side. You'll see that all the limbs are removed. Much cleaner, isn't it? All the recycled materials off to the left side. Back far, you can see all the concrete crushed and put in the back. I'll bet that raised us up 3 feet. I think now we're within 2 feet of our final grade and getting that done. We're going to start hauling rock tomorrow, so stay in tune for that. Subscribe and consider that to not miss that. All right, and then as a bonus, I'm going to throw in here what the garage is going to look like in the future. 612 pitch, 12-foot walls, and that's 34 feet wide. Hey, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch my videos. I sure appreciate it. Stay in touch, and we'll talk to you real soon. So long, everybody.